Hello guys, again welcome to What the Football here on India Post Live. It is World Cup time to talk about, as always. Joining me in the studio today is Chaitanya, as always, and Shekhar Luthra, who's a sports journalist, is also joining us, and we've got Nikhil on Google Hangout. We're going to start right with Nikhil, actually, because he is a very happy man. Being born in Costa Rica, your team pulled off quite the display last night.
Yeah, I told you. I told you, it's funny how I suddenly felt like you, the only person to choose Costa Rica.
See, you do it long enough with the predictions. When you get one right, everyone is just like, this guy knows what he's talking about, maybe. But what a performance from them. It could have been more than 1-0.
It actually could have been more than 1-0. But I couldn't understand how the referee didn't award a penalty for the Campbell foul by Chiellini.
Yeah, looking at the replay, that was a stone cold foul as far as we're concerned here in the studio as well. So, ref, you need to take a look at your strategy sheet or whatever you use to figure out how penalties are given, because that's not a good call. Right, sir, to you, goal line technology was used for the first time after the Brian Louise goal. What is your take on technology being used in general?
I think it was definitely, in the pipeline for several years. There were debates, why they were not using it. Maybe there were technical hitches, what Blatter told us, last year when he came to India. But right now, I think this is the best thing to happen to football. Because I remember '86, I remember even, later on World Cup, when there were, clear-cut thing that ball has actually entered there and there were controversies. But right now, I think this is the best thing to happen. And also, what I could say is that, Costa Rica has defeated 3 world champions.
Yeah.
Uruguay they have defeated, then Italy, and then of course England without even playing they were out.
Yeah.
So in a group of death, probably they are the kings. And the way Italy has also played Cassano, I don't understand why they were preferring Cassano. It's the same thing what happened with Spain, or the same thing that the aging players are taking a toll. The aging players are not being able to deliver. And same with Cassano, Perlo, and they gave everything, but they could not just match Costa Ricans. And believe me, this is one of the best teams. And I was talking to Ronnie before this show. Somewhere it looks to me, somewhere I feel that there should be a new champion in this World Cup, apart from
it's
this.
Time for
and
the
Costa
underdog.
Rica is probably one team which gives me this confidence that there could be a new champion this time.
Well, Costa Rica and Chile, I think, is the other real cool South American team to watch out for. Nikhil, going back to you, who was your man of the match there?
My man of the match? I honestly think that my man of the match was probably Junior Diaz. He was rock solid in defense. He didn't give Balotelli any space. I mean, it was fantastic to watch them play. The entire midfield just sort of cupped Pirlo. They left him alone a little bit in the first half, but second half he didn't get on the ball as much as he would have liked to. So overall, I think even Keylor Navas, for that matter, played a fantastic game. He made some fantastic saves. So I honestly think that it's really, really tough for me to choose a man of the match.
But if you had to peg it down to one guy, you would say it was the defender, yeah?
I think it was Junior Diaz, because he was leading the defense. He told everyone where to stand. How many times were Italy caught offside? That was all because of Junior Diaz.
Oh, yes. He held his lines incredibly well. We were mentioning obviously the strikers, and Balotelli just wasn't
again a flop show when the moment arrived. He was nowhere to be seen, and again when Shekhar sir pointed about the point about Antonio Cassano, I don't think there was any sense in making that substitution. You have a younger, hungrier striker on the bench in Ciro Immobile. Get him on, link him up with Lorenzo Insigne, who again was an inspired change but couldn't do enough because there wasn't much happening around him.
Do you see Balotelli getting dropped for the next game?
For the hope of Italy, I hope it does, because they cannot afford to muck around anymore. This game against Uruguay is the winner takes all.
Bharatoli has been making football games like the boxing arena. You create a controversy. You say, "I want a kiss from the Queen of England if we beat Costa Rica." But you have to somewhere perform out there.
Yeah,
And Bharatoli probably is not the right man. Right up there.
He's got a good brand, but not a good head on his shoulders,
definitely.
perhaps. Right. Well, that was Italy versus Costa Rica, rather. And now Italy will face Uruguay in their next game, which will be positioned for fighting for the second position. Right, guys, do remember that we have a trip to Brazil that you can win by playing our contest, which is on the website indiapostlive.com, that you definitely should check out and play. There are the details for you. Okay then, moving on to Switzerland versus France, and this was an exciting game because we had a lot of goals.
You need something to keep you up at late night in France.
Yes,
absolutely nailed the recipe. What a beautiful game, especially for one Blaise Matuidi, who's all over the pitch. You couldn't see
the
him
man wouldn't stop running. Yeah,
3 lung park is what what they should call him actually. The energy was by the gallon every single second because France again had that habit of scoring 2 quick goals. So the minute Benzema scored, Matuidi just shocked them. 2 goals in 66 seconds.
That was a beauty, I would say.
And what a finish from him as well to maintain that thing. Usually people just lash at it. How many times have you seen someone get into space and just drive through? He just slotted it.
And good thing is that 5 different players scored in this.
So
that means everybody is hungry. Everybody is trying to contribute. And this is what was lacking in the last 2 World Cups, I would say, for France. Of course, Henry was there. Of course, there were bigger players. But yes, somewhere that hunger was not there. And with this new team, new relatively, because after Ribéry, there was hardly, only Benzema.
You mentioned Ribéry there, and I wanted to take that to Saurav, who's also joined us now on Google Hangout. Hi, Saurav, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Ribéry was obviously not present in all this. He's been missing in action. Do they need him at all, actually, after last night's display?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said with Ribéry didn't play for France versus Switzerland yesterday. Do they need him at all?
Yeah, I don't think so. They need Ribéry because they are performing very good without Ribéry, and they're scoring goals in every game.
Right then.
I don't think as much as for Ribéry to be said, it's more of the fact that I don't think France needs players when you have someone as all action is Valbuena. I don't think you need any point. But coming back to Nikhil on that Switzerland-France game, you don't mess with the Zohan, do you?
You don't mess with the Zohan. The Johan.
That's why we forgot his name. Johan Kabay, again, all action midfield. What did you think of his performance?
You know what? Kabay is very subtle in his way of playing. It seems as though even with Newcastle, it almost seemed as he was doing nothing and would have these magnificent performances.
Sorry, just say that last thing again. We didn't quite catch you.
I'm saying that with Mr. Kabay, it almost seems as though it's effortless. It seems as though he's not trying, but he has these fantastic performances. It's sort of the same way as Ben Arfa, where Ben Arfa can suddenly one day sparkle. It's just that Kabay does it so regularly that you kind of expect him to be at that level non-stop.
Another guy who's also on the level all the time is Paul Pogba. He should have started that game.
You have so high expectations of him. You don't really expect him to do anything less but that. That's why he never is mentioned because he's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's come to such exalted standards at 2021 that you don't expect a player to come in and do this day in day out. He's gotten the hang of it and he's loving it.
There's no reason he should be coming from the bench. I think that boy should be starting through.
Imagine what a Samin Nazri move to bring Johan Kabay and Blaise Matuidi did for France.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right then, we've got a little what the fact for you, and it does surround the Costa Rican team because they are the only Central American team to have scored in a World Cup. So, the first rather to score in a World Cup, and the only Central American team to have won. So that is a good job to them. The only people to qualify for the next round at a World Cup as well. So they're really holding their colours and their flags high up in the air. On to some news then, guys. Xabi Alonso has announced that he will be retiring Is this, do you think, in light of the World Cup disappointment, or is he just done?
Well, I think when Spain lost, I something that came into my mind, because I'm, as a Indian, we are following more of cricket and we have been covering that. Probably Spain was also in a fix, like Indian team was till 6 months back or 1 year back, whether to retire that golden generation or not. Of course, we all know Xavi, Pablo, everybody, Casillas, everybody was part of that golden generation. But again, that was 8 years back, 6 years back, 2 years back, till they were playing like a team. And you should have got this idea or this signal from the Barcelona performances last season, that probably somewhere they are lacking in that speed or reflexes. And you could not judge that, like Indian team could not do that, VVS Lakshman with, Saurav Ganguly and everybody. The retirement has to come at the right time. You don't have to get emotional about this. This is a very, very hard, football that we are watching.
Yeah, no one cares. Everyone just cares about the score.
And apart from Costa Rica, one team which has actually impressed me is Colombia. Look at their speed. Look at the Costa Ricans. I mean, these two teams somewhere, I have this gut feeling. I'm with Nikhil on this, that there is going to be something, you can expect even more upsets from Costa Ricans or Colombians. Maybe Chile, but Chile in one game I watched, and probably, I was not too impressed with that. But again, I have to probably watch them.
But yeah, as you said, Costa Rica, through and through, a solid performance. They look dangerous in attack. When they're defending, they're managing just fine, not conceding.
Didn't even meet England, threw England out of the World Cup, and the reaction was again phenomenal.
The reaction.
I would love to watch them, playing against England in the last, because there is nothing to lose for both the teams.
Nice is we're going to get to see the youngsters.
It's going to be a very physical game, I think, against England, because they would be out, obviously. They have nothing to, hide or nothing to even save themselves. So probably the next game is going to be, gem of a game, I would say.
In England, they are obviously quite annoyed over there, and we've got a little pinboard of the reactions that have been going out, including Wayne Rooney has apologized to fans via Facebook. There we are, Gary Lineker. Not so supportive. At least we can just enjoy some cracking football now and stop getting all uptight about England being pony. And there's some funny graphics out there as well. Poor England. But Roy Hodgson has announced that he will be England manager till 2016, although the rest of the English fans are not too happy with that.
63% of the English people voting for Roy Hodgson's head on the plate, or as the English call it, you're getting sacked in the morning. But surprisingly, the timing's very, very iffy because they're just fresh from being knocked out of the World Cup, even without playing the team, as Sir said, who knocked them out. It's going to pinch them really hard. But then again, haven't England been used to this for a while?
One thing, Hodgson, again, is a great experienced coach. But again, there was only one person who could have stopped Suarez in that particular game, and that was his team captain Liverpool, Gerrard. I don't know what tactics actually they apply.
He's in the same team as him. He provided an assist pretty much.
Exactly. I mean, you somewhere had to stop Suarez, and you kept him, going on. Of course, that was a good thing. I would say that was more that people have enjoyed a open kind of football. But somewhere, when England is on brink, when you have to beat this team, or probably a draw would have salvaged their pride or place there. So you had to put Gerrard somewhere around Suarez. You don't have to think about playmakers or creating chances. You have to stop him, and it was only the difference that Suarez was playing. Otherwise, probably the team was, hardly. I would say.
Cavani, apart from
so
his
tactically, I think this coach has to be
aside from Uruguay, what we are missing out on again, we've caught on up is we have to watch the Germany-Ghana game.
We do. Before we get on to that, I do just want to mention one thing, that Vicente Del Bosque has also come out and said, or not said anything, in fact, when asked about whether he'll be staying on as the Spain coach, although they have said he is. He's been very sort of non-committal about it. So that's a story that we could watch develop to see whether he'll continue as Spain's coach. On to then Germany versus Ghana, the big game tonight.
In fact,
This is
the
all to
only
you, sir, because you're wearing this shirt. Oopsie.
supporting the man shaft through your pen, and well, the only one of the only games to look forward to in this weekend, which has the likes of Argentina, Iran facing against each other. Easy game could look like a potential banana skin for Germany, and we can have the German team up as we can ask Nikhil and Saurav, who's joined us after the German team, if we could get the lineup, because I think it's going to be a tight game.
Aye.
And their head-to-heads have only been won with the Germans winning 1-0, so they still have a lot of history to be made.
We're missing Matt Hummels from this.
He has to go through a thigh examination with that knock he took in the last game. Where a player coming back, which could be a shot in the arm for Germany, is Bastian Schweinsteiger, who can do no wrong in the German midfield.
I was quite surprised why he was not in the starting lineup, because probably for me, he's probably their best.
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran. He's a great player, and how they played against Portugal in the first game, very clinical performance. Again, all those 11 robots, going there, executing their skills.
Robots.
That's been the pick of this German side. Over the last so many years, ever since Lothar Matthäus has actually retired. I used to love him playing. Seen him playing. But after that, I think it's always been a very, very clinical Germany. Though, personally, if you ask me, I don't like them the way they play. They are very shrewd. They are very, like, in
clinical.
India,
They're
very clinical, Banya style. You give them a task and they'll execute that.
Yeah.
But if you want to enjoy this game, probably, it's going to be a good game, because Ghana is a very, very strong
They are
team.
not
Very,
to be
very
underestimated indeed. Although you are wearing the Germany shirt, Ghana are a force to reckon with. Where are they going to be looking dangerous?
I think they're going to be looking dangerous with all these Premier League recruits they have, who are just not stepping up to the plate, because you have the likes of Michael Essien, Kevin Prince Boateng, well renowned in Italy. You have the likes of Kawado Asamoah, plays for Juventus. A lot of European talent.
There's Mikel as well. If I'm
There's
not mistaken.
Mikel being Nigerian, so we have Michael Essien for that, the like-to-like African replacement for it. Again, the pedigree not showing up, likes of Boateng, who knows how to guide a team, not
probably
showing up.
you need a veteran in this Ghanaian side, because probably what is happening is probably they are being overawed. Most of the junior stuff there. Of course, there are good European players, but only thing is you need one person to guide them. One probably a father figure type, and second probably the first half. If first half goes as per their plans, then probably the second half you could see a lot of exchanges, lot of counter attacks.
It's going to be the clash of the styles. Actually, is going to be interesting for these guys, because they'll be exploiting a very sort of a narrow defense with their width. So let's see how they manage that. Let's take it back to our Nikhil on Hangout.
I'd like to get a Germany-Ghana scoreline from him first of all, before anything.
I'm at probably 2 or 3-0.
Because I don't see you wearing your German jersey, so I'm not that confident of Ghana today.
That Costa Rica's won. What does he need to celebrate 2 days in a row for?
It's very funny. Just that after one, I've just been bathing in beer for the last 24 hours. In all honesty, it's been really interesting watching Liverpool, the club team, knock out England from the World Cup.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's true. So listen, we mentioned that Hummels will be out and that Mustafi will be coming in as his replacement. There is also the option of Per Mertesacker, who, if he starts, will get his 100th game for Germany, become one of a few to have reached that milestone. Who would you pick between Mertesacker and Mustafi?
I'm for the Ghana game. I'm actually going to go with probably Mustafi, because in all honesty, after watching Ghana play the USA last time, I think it's a game where they can sort of get a breather and sort of try out other people.
Right.
So, plus with Bastian Schweinsteiger back in the lineup, they're anyway going to be a lot tougher defensively.
True say. Well,
so a comfortable German win for you too.
I think a comfortable German win is agreed, but last time we all agreed on a win. It didn't work out so well for one team in Italy. Right then, on to our next thing, or would you like to add anything to our Germany-Ghana segment?
I think it's just an interesting clash between Kevin Prince Boateng and Jerome Boateng, who
yes,
are brothers
half-brothers.
separated by citizenship. And a fun fact for people who did not know is the reason Kevin Prince Boateng did not go into the German team was because he was selected over Sami Khedira.
Oh.
So there's going to be another subplot there. We were selected over
That's
him.
a bit of a rude reason to just... I would select Germany anyway. The guy, he's younger, he might as well do it. Silly. Right then, Argentina-Iran is the other game that we're going to be playing tonight. That is going to start very soonly. That, of course, I'm pretty sure we're all going for an Argentina win there.
An easy Argentina win.
An easy Argentina win. I'm going to start with Nick Hill's prediction of that. Nick Hill, your prediction for Argentina-Iran. I want to start with the predictions.
I'm just wondering, because the time you were a team lost. Last 2 times, in fact. So I'm a little confused. But I think it's going to be Argentina to win it 1-0.
1-0, that's a tight scoreline.
And it's going to be interesting to see who is going to score the goal, because 5 of the last 9 goals Iran have conceded have come from headers.
Wow.
So that could mean Gonzalo Higuain starting this game as well.
Never underestimate Messi with the headers, though. As much as I'd like to hate to admit it, he is there in all parts. So,
there's an in-joke there somewhere, right?
Something got Nick Hill cracking there. I'm not sure what, and I'm pretty sure I don't know what.
But you know, in the last Argentinian game, I think there was a lot of things that coach would have asked them to do in the next game, because of course Messi's own little bit of magic was there, but again he was not getting the full support from the midfield, and that's where you need some player to create chances. They don't have the right kind of playmaker.
Yeah, we've mentioned this before, that they have these pit bulls in midfield, but they're not exactly, as you said, creative. The other thing is that they play they have a narrow attack, Argentina. They attack from the middle, they go for the jugular, they don't sneak around you much, they just exploit their pace when they can. But that also has, Iran has a very compact defense as well. So how do you see those two styles mixing?
I think Iranians have been playing more in the Germany, because most of their youngsters are coming from the setup there. So they played very hard, and their defense, as far as defense is concerned, they're pretty hard, or pretty, I would say, mechanical in those things. But only thing is how to stop Messi. If they put 2 or 3 defenders out there, stopping him, then probably then there are 5 or 6 world class. So they would probably be in a fix. But I would again say that if they have to stop somewhere, as Nikhil was saying, 1-0 kind of even score line, they have to put at least 2 people around him. Because without that, if you allow him to create chances,
exactly what
it could be more than one.
In the last game that Argentina played, that Messi just ran through with
that
wonder goal.
Argentinians will be very eager to actually prove themselves, because this is the only team which has actually not impressed the experts in the first round. So probably they would be eager to go there and prove themselves, and probably come back into the reckoning.
Without a shadow of a doubt. The other big game that we've got on tonight is not such a big game, but it will be deciding what Group F will look like, because that is Nigeria versus Bosnia. No big issues there. Bosnia are bottom of the table. Let's bring up, there it is. Bosnia are bottom of the table. They still have an outside chance of getting it, but the results have to go their way. Do you see them pulling through, Chaitanya?
Only if Iran managed to get some points of Argentina, which I think looks like a snowball's chance in hell. So we don't expect any favors to come through Iran for Nigeria. But I think Bosnia, if they get a win here, can make a meal of this group also. So we'll have to see again what tonight's fixtures throw up for us.
Essentially, we could actually technically see Argentina go out if Iran beat them, and let's say Bosnia beats Nigeria by whichever team, if the goal difference here, because this is a high-scoring game.
We've seen
Nigeria
a lot of underdogs, so I think that's our flavor of the month.
I'm liking that. Yeah, guys, by the way, we are done doing predictions, because we decided we were going to do a bet about it, Nothing is working. We can't figure out what is going on. So I think we'll just leave it to you guys on Twitter to decide what's going to happen. Do tweet into us with your comments at India Post Live. Use the hashtag WTFootball, and we will play that out here if we find something cool. So be funny if you like, or we will talk about any cool points you have to bring up. Right then, of course, don't forget the prize that you can play on indiapostlive.com to get yourself a trip to Brazil. That's pretty much it for tonight on What the Football. We are trying to wrap this one up early so we can get to the game that we have to get to. Guys in the studio, thank you so much for joining us here today. And on Hangout, sorry we couldn't speak to you more. The connection was a bit funky, but we'll have you on next time for sure if you want to. Thank you for you guys to watching as well. Thank you to you guys for watching as well. That's what English sounds like.
Yes, right.
Apparently. And we'll see you next time. That is on Monday at 9 p.m. So do tune in then. Take care and have a good weekend and enjoy the football.